Good day, folks. I'm out here with Scott from 802 Outdoor Adventures. This is Scotty upstream. Hope you enjoy.
This thing on.
Scott's setting up right now. He just bought a leg kit for his sluice, and I got some gold over here. Let me show you this. He's in it though.
Got lead. Got 2 pieces of lead in there. Quite a bit in there. Quite a bit all over.
There's a lot of lead here.
That's good because that means the heavies are falling in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. You're in it.
Yeah, that's about all I'm gonna do.
I just did a clean out and forgot to show you the gold because Scott and I are yakking it up. All right, back to it. Here's a little clean out. Pieces are getting a little smaller. So we're just digging away. It's raining, having a good time. He's not even through all the black sands yet.
Yeah, there's more down in here.
More down there?
Yeah.
So he's running the dream mat. Scott just found the Lizard King. Check this thing out. That's a big boy.
This is my last clean out.
Yeah, it is. And we're out of here. All the gold that you saw, I just dumped back into a bucket and along with the other black sands. So we're gonna go through everything right now. Here's the bucket. Put a little jet dry in there. There's one thing I want to go over, and this is for new prospectors. This is something that I forget a lot of times when I'm out on the river, and just want to show you something. All right, so here's the black sands. All I took home was concentrates, without even the heavy rocks in it. 20 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus, 50 minus. Notice the 20 plus and the 30 plus versus the other ones. There's a lot more material in here. So I was at a drop in the river. I was at a low pressure drop. When you are out test panning for all the new prospectors, pay attention to what's in your pan. Forget the gold. Just look for those heavies, whether they're garnets or any of the other minerals, the identified minerals, but more so your black sands. You want that chunky coarse stuff. If you can find that and you get home with your cons and you find that the other stuff, the smaller, the 40 and the 50, even 60, you don't really have much of that, you've nailed it. You're probably in the best area you can be in that spot. I'm going to show you, I'm going to go through the 20 plus first. I'll show you what 20 plus gold looks like. 30, I'll show you the gold, 40, etc. all the way down. That way you can get a kind of a good view of what it looks like in the pan per size. So there's two gold bits that were in the plus 20, and then that gray piece, which maybe gold with mercury on it. I can't really tell. Here's the plus 30 bits. Here's the plus 40 bits. Here's the plus 50. So I'm almost through the 50 minus material. This black sand is so hard to get through. Look how fine the gold is. There's so many pieces there, and they're really, really small. 50 minus is hard to pan. Okay, here's all the 50 minus. And this is when you start getting into the area of floating gold. This gold will float even with jet dry if I let it dry out for just a second and then put water on it. So here's a piece floating right there. See it? Here's the gold. And I want to show you one more time that gold will float. You'll see some stuff online that will say gold doesn't float. So I get the water taken off of it for a minute. And then there's a big old little floaty pile right there. So this is what I call a super snuffer bottle. You've seen these in videos on YouTube. People use them for sniping and all different things. We're gonna make one right now real quick. The thing with making these is you gotta find the right bottle, the one with the right squeezability. I found the bottle. I use them to spray out bedrock cracks. I use them underwater if I go underwater. They're good for everything. Plus your black sands, you can keep them in here. So let's go over what you need. Very simple to make one. Myers soap. You gotta do dishes anyway. This is the bottle I found that works the best. You get this in a 16-ounce bottle. There's actually different flavors. 16-ounce Myers soap. Here's what you're gonna use for a tube. This one's called a cocoa straw. I like these because they have a flange at the very end. That'll come in handy, and I'll show you why. Stainless steel. Get them on Amazon. All right, every good kitchen has a junk drawer. So let's get what we need out of here. You don't need anything too special. Pair of pliers. That's all. Oh, and scissors. All right, take off your label. They don't always come off easy. But they do come off. Actually, that was pretty easy. Bottle's pretty clean looking. All right, make sure your cap is up all the way. And this is an important step. You want to take your pliers, put them on there, and just turn them to the side like this. You don't want to try and pull the cap off. You don't want to force it down too low. Just right up near the top, just turn to the side. Pops right off. Okay, from here you'll notice there's a hole in the top, and you get these little tiny pieces right here and here. You want to keep the nose of this. You want to keep this whole thing though. This housing will hold up the rigidity of the straw, so don't cut down here. Just take out those little tiny pieces inside that you see. And one way to do that too is to grab that thimble piece and just twist. See how that came out? Now you're left with that. Unscrew your cap. Grab your scissors. Hold your scissors up like this. Put your scissors inside. Never do it from the outside because you'll make a bigger opening on the outside. We're looking for that straw to just barely fit in. The scissors will do the cutting. Watch your hands. We're getting there. And you want to check it every once in a while just to make sure you don't take out too much material. As you can see, we got little shavings starting. Take your straw, see if it's starting to fit in the hole. Work it in there. Okay, I got to cut out a little bit more. You want these super tight so that there's no air getting into the bottle from the outside. So that's a good fit. Now I want to show you why this flange is important. Inside the bottle, it's going to be hard to see. Inside the cap, yeah, you can't really see. Just take my word for it. So that flange will go up and seat inside and completely close off any air. So if I pull that tight, that flange is sitting in there. There's no air that's going to get beyond that cap from the inside. Take your bottle, screw it on. Now if you're underwater sniping, you have 9 3/4 inches of straw. You can cut that straw down if you want, but just make sure if you cut the straw, you cut it from this end. Don't cut the flange end. So if it goes into the bottle, and it should be a little hard to get it in there because you got a nice airtight seal. You can have this much exposed, and the straw ends about here in the bottle. So you can fill up all your heavy black sands, your gold, you can do whatever you want here. You can also use this on bedrock. If there's a dry crevice and you just want to put some water in it and then suck out the water to get all that material at the bottom, this will work good for that. Many things you can do with these bottles. Super cheap. Straws, gonna cost you barely any money. I think it's $8 for 2. They're stainless steel. Soap you need anyway. Maybe it's $4, $5 a bottle. All right, let's test this out. We got some water in the pan here. Squeeze the bottle. Works good. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and also check out Scott's channel, 802 Outdoor Adventures on YouTube. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope to see you on the next one. Take care. Be well.